Yes, sir. Hey, y'all, before we hop into the video, I just want to ask y'all to please follow my socials, man, so y'all can be updated on all the content we drop, so y'all won't miss a goddamn thing for sure. Because if you're watching this right now, that means you're meant to be here. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button so you can be here for the come up on God, bro. And be sure to check out my music on all platforms. But with all that being said, please enjoy the video.
Yeah! Fashion! Yeah! Fashion! Fashion! Yeah! Fashion! Yeah! Fashion! Yeah! Fashion! Yeah! Fashion!
Yo, fuck going, gang. Shout out to all my Gators fans in this bitch for Showski, man. We back in this bitch with a new reaction video, but we got Florida Gator football, the damn Mullen press conference from 9/6/21. So I think this is the press conference leading up into our South Florida matchup. I'm gonna try to be more quicker on these reactions, y'all. I'm gonna turn this notification bell on so I can be notified when all these drop, y'all. So we're gonna watch this shit leading up to our South Florida matchup, bro. Another big week for sure. Battle of the Florida. We're not really too worried about the Bulls. Or what are they? The Bulls, right? I think they're the Bulls. We're not really too worried about it, but we got Bama the week after, so we really gotta prepare like it's a huge game. You get what I'm saying? So let's watch this shit, y'all. For sure. Go Gators, baby.
Kind of exciting week for the people in the Tampa area. Gonna be a big game, obviously for us.
My Wi-Fi sucks, y'all. Sorry.
A fun game. Guys are going to know each other. A lot of Florida players on the roster, and the opportunity to when you get to play those in-state games, that's what happens. And you know, obviously going to be going in a tough, hostile environment. You know, down in Tampa, and with the USF fans, I already seen their players come out saying, hey, this game's been circled for years for them. So obviously, be a big game for us and a big game environment. So we've got to have a great week of practice and take some big steps forward.
Edgar. Yeah, hey Dan.
How we doing?
Doing fine. We're missing the Solheim Cup, man.
Uh-oh, sorry.
I'm just messing with you. The comment you made the other night about Anthony needing to learn the whole offense. Emory knows the whole offense.
Mm-hmm.
What's the typical timetable, and what's the kind of...
I'm sorry to pause it real quick, but is it me or am I the only one that is having to like try super hard to hear what the fuck the reporters are saying? Like I'm really having to try to listen to what they're like underwater or some shit, bro. Like fuck.
About Anthony needing to learn the whole offense. Emory knows the whole offense.
Mm-hmm.
What's the typical timetable, and what's the kind of threshold for a guy in your experience to kind of get to that point where you trust him?
Well, I don't though. I mean, I should say Anthony knows the offense. It's just getting the reps and the experience of the decision making and making all of the reads and the checks within the offense. Go watch the film, and he made spectacular plays, but missed some very, very simple checks within the game plan. So, it's just that comfort, and then that comfort of being able to execute it within a game. So, obviously, I mean, you can make that time work however you need to make it work sometimes, but it's the best when you get to let guys learn it the right way and build a really solid foundation.
So you talked a couple of years ago, October of 19, I was looking it up, because it was after the Felipe injury, and
yeah,
you were kind of weighing how to use, and obviously Kyle took it and ran with it. But you were talking then about the whole Tebow leak dynamic back in 06.
Mm-hmm.
Could you envision like playing these guys off each other? I know that they played together, but could that become a thing, you think?
Sure. We'll see. I mean, we'll see how this week game plays out.
I mean, you understand the enthusiasm for Anthony after the other night, right?
There's always enthusiasm for everybody.
For everybody, yeah. Right.
When they come in, and I mean, he made some great plays. So, hey, I was here in 06, and there was huge enthusiasm for Tim Tebow, and he played about 6-7 plays a game. And of those 6-7 plays, there are a lot of enthusiasm. So, yeah, I mean, I've seen it before and understand it.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, good questions. Interesting.
Coach, can you speak on the offensive line a little bit? 400 yards, of course, in the
Okay, that's yeah.
Bring some of the explosive.
Nah, we talking about the O-line. This is what I want to hear about. But the O-line played amazing. That's the best O-line I've seen from the Florida Gators in quite a long time, y'all. So this is, I want to hear what he says about them.
Offensive line a little bit, 400 yards, of course, in the run game, but helps bring some of the explosive runs. No sacks on the night, and the tight ends as well. Didn't record a catch, but had some nice blocks in those bigger runs too.
Yeah, I thought the offensive line did a solid job. You know, and I think one of the things, there's some experience with those guys right there. So you see a little probably less game one jitters, and you know, hey, to being back out there, to them it's not, hey, this is I'm out on the field. Wow, this is a crazy experience. Their adjustment is we're back out on the field, you know, and so they're kind of adjusting back to game mode and game speed. Game dynamics more than just even the experience of playing. So, but I thought those guys handled it pretty well. I think you see some really good things they did, and they missed, you know, a couple things here and there that will get corrected.
The good thing about Dan Mullen, he never puts our players. He never says our players do like a great, amazing job. There's always room for improvement. He never wants them to get comfortable where they're at. You could always get better and better at what you do. So he does a good job at not leading them on to make it seem they just had an amazing, great, you know what I'm saying? Because O-line did good as fuck, 400 rushing yards, and he still says, we messed up, son can do a lot better. You know what I'm saying? He always says that. He's good at the press conference, I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, Coach. So just one question here. So obviously Rick Wells, one of your leading receivers over the weekend. Even Malik Davis, a guy that's been on kind of the periphery the last couple of years, had a big game. Does that speak to the culture of the program? I guess just, you know, in an era where players are transferring out and kind of jumping ship early, you guys make sure players are getting opportunities with the right work ethic?
Well, I think the deal is that guys grow and they gain that experience, you know, and I think, you know, you see a lot of guys that transfer out, and then wherever they go, they grow and they learn, and eventually they end up having good careers. So I think that it's more about your development as a player and your overall development from the beginning to the end of your career. You know, and those guys took very different paths. Malik's career obviously has hit speed bumps due to injuries. You know, and that's kind of slowed him down during the course of his career. And Rick, you know, just his was a lot more, development based, and you know, but never, you know, I mean, the intro to neither of them ever to be discouraged along the way, but to continue to, you know, put their head down, grind, and keep working. You know, and then it's always great to see people that do things the right way to have success.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Good answer.
Zach Hewitt.
Hey, you mentioned the offensive line strong performance. Where do you want to see them improve?
Boy, a lot of different ways. You know, I thought missed a couple blocks, couple here and there. Just within the scheme, we could have made a couple better decisions within our scheme and what we were doing. You know, I mean, that way, but it would be a big way to get those guys to continue. Not all of them graded out. You know, just more consistency of play would be important too.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan.
Hey, Coach, what do you think of Avery Helms' performance and the other guys at the second cornerback position?
Yeah, they you know, I mean, good experience, both really. You know, Avery and Jason getting in there a bunch. You know, and Blade's coming in too. That's their first action playing in the swamp for those guys. So, you know, I think overall they held up.
I think they're gonna be good. I think Blades, Marshall, I think they're gonna turn out to be really good for y'all, for us. I mean,
you know, and I think now they're gonna be able to take a bigger step forward right there. You know, of now that kind of like, hey, I've been on the field, I've played in the game, I've played in front of 90,000 people or however many were here. And, you know, now I know what that's all about. Now I just get back to playing football.
Thank you.
That's what's up.
Yes, Steve.
Dan, wanted to go back to the two quarterback question again.
Mm-hmm.
When people talk about like the two quarterback system and being able to run it, they refer back to, of course, Leak and Tebow being one of the best examples of it. You saw it up close better than anybody. Is there, first part, is there a difference between like rotating a quarterback in for a series here and there versus a true two quarterback system? And if so, what made it work how could you possibly replicate it now?
Well, what you'd have to do, I mean, the real two-quarterback system, you probably got to go ask the Coach Spurrier, when he was rolling them through by play in there. That, to me, is more of a two-quarterback system. The other way we did it with Chris and Tim, we kind of Tim had his package of plays that, he did really well, and it was kind of this group, like it wasn't like he was going in to run the same offense. He was going in to run a special
run his shit,
plays.
Yeah. Okay.
When he was a freshman, and so, or when he was young and doing that with Chris. So it is kind of different in different deals. I guess there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. You can do the Coach Spurrier play where you rotate them by play. That, I guess, would be a real true two-quarterback system. We did on Saturday, which is, development of the two-quarterback system, which is, Anthony's never really played much in games, so to get him out there, to get him experience, kind of like we used to do with Emory, to throw him in. And then, but last year you had kind of more the other one where you'd have Emory would have maybe a couple of packages of plays that we'd put in for him for a game. So there's different ways you can do it.
And then also, completely different subject. You're playing Saturday on September 11th. It's the 20th anniversary, of course, of September 11th, especially for yourself being from that area. What do you kind of remember about that day, and how do you relay its importance to a team of guys that some of them weren't even born when it happened?
Yeah, I haven't thought about that within our team yet.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that the game. Oh, it's not. I didn't know the game was on 9/11. I didn't even put that together. Like that. That's a cool question for her to even pick that up and realize. You know what I'm saying? Ask, so how do you replicate that to the team? That's a cool question to hear.
When it happened.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that within our team yet as much. You're kind of right now getting into the game part of it all. Getting the first game under our belt and getting ready for the second game. As I kind of get all that the pregame and all that stuff ready a little bit later in the week. Right now, you're kind of working on the plan a little bit more. But it is. I remember a lot about that. That whole situation as coaching at Bowling Green, and we're sitting in there, and like someone said, hey, a plane crash in the World Trade Center. We're a game plan. We're supposed to play South Carolina that week. And you're like living in New York for 4 years. You're like, something must have gone horribly wrong right there at LaGuardia Airport or something for that to happen. And then you realize what was really going on, and it's kind of a very, very scary day. And kind of canceled football for that week. Had a huge impact on that season for us. In football aspect of things, but obviously a bigger impact kind of on life, and it's, I think as everybody remembers, it's changed a lot about the world, and those 20 years has changed an awful lot about the world, and how we carry ourselves on a daily basis.
Thank you.
Matt Baker.
Quarterback thing real fast. How did they grade out compared to each other, Emory and Anthony?
I don't have all the specifics. They were both okay. I mean, I kind of look at go down to when we have the meeting with them for me to go through some of the reads. I think if you go like how we do our grades, Anthony probably graded a little higher because he had explosive plays, so you get extra points for having the big explosive plays.
Anthony graded out higher, and Emory had like 2 turnovers too. So now, Anthony most definitely graded out higher. But and then in Emory's defense though, it's okay though. Like there's nothing wrong with him grading out higher. You get what I'm saying? But like it's straight, bro.
But if I went pure
play for play
without giving the bonus points in,
right,
very similar.
Yeah.
Okay. And then on U.S. stuff, you talked about a little bit last week with Florida Atlantic. You like playing these state games. Can you elaborate on that? Why are these important from your perspective?
Well, I think for one, it's a pretty neat game for people in the state of Florida. Again, this might not have national implications right now. Where I don't know that. I mean, besides the Gator Club of Seattle, everybody in Seattle's like can't wait to see. I'm sure there's high school players that are excited to watch the Gators play all over the country, but the general fan in Seattle's probably not all can't wait for this game to happen. But I think here in the state of Florida, this game's a big game. For a lot of the the fans, and you know, I mean, you're going down to the Tampa area, and for their fans to be able to come see that, for players who's, you know, I mean, both teams, you know, I mean, their highest percentage of players are going to be from the state of Florida. Their families get to come see this game, and guys know each other from growing up, and you know, and seeing the two teams play. So I think that's what always makes it fun on these kind of you know, when you can create, you know, little in-state rivalry games like this. I think it's good for the state.
Facts.
And then one last thing, as you know, the SEC moves forward, I think everybody expects the league to go to 9 or 10 conference games that, you know, when Texas and Oklahoma join. Are you concerned about the potential loss of these types of games, be it
not worried?
USF, UCF.
He just asked how he worried. He just asked how he worried about potentially losing to them. Did he just say that?
Conference games that, you know, when Texas and Oklahoma join. Are you concerned about the potential loss of these types of games, be it Florida Atlantic, USF?
Oh, he asks, are you worried about losing the in-state games, replacing those with Texas and Oklahoma? Okay.
UCF.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's just, I mean, we could, that's like a talk radio discussion right there. You can have to get on talk radio and discuss for hours what everybody should do in the future of college football.
Fair, thanks.
Zach, I was
Hey, because in reality, Dan Mullen don't care who the hell we play. Like, what the fuck? I mean, yeah, it's fun for the fans, but nigga, if they take them off and put Texas, Oklahoma, we got Texas and Oklahoma. Let's do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Hey, Dan, we talked about before how Anthony Richardson can basically jump out the gym, and I saw you guys try to have him do that on that Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the thought process behind that? Just all the I know you lined up at a bunch of different spots Saturday.
Well, I think one of those, you know, I mean, last year that was like Kyle Pitts' position, you know, where you kind of have a point guy that can, you know, I mean, go up and get a rebound, right? And I mean, it's you're just throwing the ball on a Hail Mary into the end zone, and so, you know, when you look at you know, if we went on the basketball court, he's going to be our best power forward, you know, so that's the guy you kind of want to put at that spot right there to go try to jump up and make the play. So. You know, it's something we came up with in training camp to put him in that position. And, you know, again, it's just one of those, how are we utilizing the personnel on our field, on our team as much as possible.
And then secondly, I know Andrew Chatfield announced something on last week, but what's his status right now? Is he still practicing with you guys?
Yeah, he played in the game on Saturday.
Okay. So is his future, I guess, still to be determined, or are you guys hoping to keep him here?
That would be to him, I guess, more than us. But I mean, you're not. There's nowhere to go right now. So I mean, he's still here with the team.
Who is he talking about? Who is he talking about?
Played in the game on as possible.
And then secondly, I know Andrew Chatfield announced something on last week, but what's his status right now? Is he still practicing with you guys?
Yeah. He played in the game on Saturday.
Okay. So is his future, I guess, still to be determined, or are you guys hoping to keep him here?
That would be to him, I guess, more than us. But I mean, you're not. There's nowhere to go right now. So I mean, he's still here with the team.
Sure. Thanks, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Goodall.
Hey Dan, I was just curious about an injury update. You had mentioned a couple guys missing the game, as well as if you guys got out clean.
Yeah, we did. We don't have any injuries coming out of the game, which is very fortunate. Hoping to get. You know, Lamar Goods back this week on the defensive line. Jalen Lee is going to be questionable. We're not sure. He'll be right there on the edge, being ready for this game on the defensive line. So, you know, with having 4 interior D linemen out, that was tricky in game 1. So hopefully we get 2 of them back this week.
Mm-hmm. We played good to have 4 D linemen out that game. You couldn't tell. It was doing good.
Jalen Humphreys and Chris Thomas will both be another week or 2. So that way. Who else you got? Kamar Wilkinson is going to miss the year. He had a knee surgery, so he's going to miss the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Am I missing people? Anybody else you want to know about? Or like, I mean, I didn't bring my sheet up with me.
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Thank you.
Close with Chris Herring.
Dan, when you brought up Steve Spurrier alternating quarterbacks, it made me think, what did you think about that when you were a wide receiver coach at Columbia from 1,500 miles away? Did you think that was insane when he was doing that?
I'll be honest with you. I have so much respect for Coach Spurrier. I would never think anyone that he did would be insane. As a young coach, you're sitting there saying, I wonder what's behind it all. And it's a really unique deal. I mean, there's a lot you can get out of it. Now, it can affect the rhythm of your team and it can affect the rhythm of the players. But as long as the players, one of the most important things is that the guys know what the plan is. That, you know, there's not a shock or a surprise, you know. I mean, coming into this game on Saturday, hey, we know, hey, we're going to get Anthony in the third series of the game unless something weird happened, you know, and we did that. And then, you know, I didn't have the set, okay, he's going in the fifth series. Then it was, we want to get him a couple more series in the course of the game, which I think we did. I think he had 3 series. I think it was. Maybe 4 at the end. We had an extra one. You know, so I think our guys kind of knew the plan going in, so I think that helps. And if you do like an alternating thing, I think, you know, it's somewhat useful deal to be able to talk to the quarterback, you know, and say, hey, you know, hey, we're going to run this play. This is what I think they're going to do. Go do it. And, you know, it's kind of like in the NFL, they have that little earpiece thing that you can talk to them on. It's a way you can talk to the quarterback between the plays if you're going to rotate them by play.
Lastly, when you're playing an opponent that got beat 45-0 last week, is that a tough sell at all, or do you talk more about opportunity? You only get to play so many times. You're going to an NFL stadium to play, that kind of thing.
Well, you talk about it all. Now, they played a very, very good team in NC State. You know, a team that's, you know, might be one of the best teams in their conference last week. So, I mean, I think you got to see that. And but obviously, and then you read, you know, the stuff in the paper. This is like the biggest game they've had there, and their players been circling in it for years. And
yeah,
so, you know, I mean, you look at that it's going to be a different type of team that we see this week maybe than we saw from them last week.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Don't underestimate anybody.
Thank you, guys. Have a great week. See y'all soon.
Thanks, man. Facts. Don't underestimate anybody, bro. We got to play every game like it's the last game. You get what I'm saying? But facts, since that UCF team, this is this is an in-state matchup. They're gonna try to go super hard, and this is what it is, bro. And that two quarterback system is just something that you can do. You can implement it how you implement it as a coach. You know what I'm saying? And Dan Mullen is a quarterback coach, so it's interesting to see what he's gonna do about it. You know what I'm saying, bro? So we got upcoming matchup against South Florida this Saturday, bro. It's gonna be a good game, bro. I'm gonna be watching that shit too. I'll be live on Twitch and YouTube watching that game, bro. See, I pull up for the watch party, man. I appreciate Dan Mullen, bro. I'm gonna be watching all these press conferences all season long or whatever. Like I said, I'll be trying to get to the press conferences a little bit earlier than what I am today, but we here, dog, and I got it out there for y'all. So y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, and I'm gonna catch you guys next time, man. Go Gators!